And I'd like to start off with Bob Davidson for his dollar store treasures. Bob, welcome.
Thank you, Jim. And we'll share screen and get this going. So welcome to Dollar Store Treasures, where I let you know some of the great finds that I found at the local shop. And the store that I've been going to is called Dollar Tree. And now, of course, everything is $1.25. And now I see this week, now they have their premium aisle where you can spend $2, $3, or $5 too. But everything tonight is still $1.25. So tonight we're back in the craft aisle to begin with. And I found this, and it's a clear craft glue. And it's just like one of those Eileen glues, or what is it? I've got, yeah, Aleen's that you find at, like Michael's or Joann's. It works great on fabric, and it is really good with cardstock or any papers. I have not tried it, excuse me, on any plastic product or other material, but it does work fine both on fabric and on paper. So for $1.25, I think it's a quarter of what I paid over at the Hobby Lobby or wherever I got it. This is something, I don't know why it was in the craft aisle, but it was. A lot of times I use a cutting mat for a lot of stuff. But here's a small one, which is great. It's almost, like say a throwaway, but 8 by 6 inches, you can see it is accurate. I checked it against the scale rule, and for $1.25, like you can just afford to use it while you're building something and then throw it out. So again, real savings there on a nice cutting mat. It's a good weight. Nothing wrong with it. Third item, and this wasn't there till this past week. They have a whole bunch of rocks and different stone pebbles, different sizes, all kinds. This happens to be something that would work good for, an HO scale for large scale outcroppings of rocks. And again, fairly almost a pound and a half bag for $1.25. The problem with getting the big bags over at Home Depot or Lowe's is that you use up a little bit of it, and then you got 20 pounds of it that you don't know what to do with. So for $1.25, and they have different colors, different sizes, different finishes. So it's just something to look at. And again, it's down in the craft aisle. So switching over to the hardware aisle this week. They had these cute little things. There's a lot of times where I need to just, I'm working over by the layout or something. I don't have the glue. So I bought a couple of these little cards. You get 4 little containers of the original, it says, super glue. You get 4 of these little things. You use it once and toss it out. So again, for $1.25, you get some something that you can use quite a bit. So there's 4 items. That was my $5 that I spent this week. And those are our dollar store treasures for this week. So if there's not any questions, I'll throw it back to Jim.
I love the cutting mat. This means that I may now be able to not have to use one for 2 years in a row.
I know they get, you drip glue on them or something like that, and then all of a sudden they got bumps in them and everything. So like I say, for my scale, that 8 by 6 is just a great size, and you can buy 4 of them for $5.
Not too bad at all. Thanks
Not
so
too
much.
shabby. Thank you, Jim.